Probability, odds, and odds ratio. Odds and probability are different measures of likelihood or chance of something happening. And I wanted to bring up these concepts here, even though you may already be familiar with them, to provide a review of them in the context of studying logistic regression, because logistic regression uses odds and odds ratio in its model. So let's recall that probability refers to the number of times an event will happen divided by the number of times the event could happen or the number of potential occurrences for the event. So for example, of winning the World Cup, let's say Team A wins 3 cups out of the 10 cups that have existed that could be won. So that would give a probability of 3 over 10 or 0.3 or 30%. So this is the number of times something has happened given the overall environment or possibilities for it to happen. Now, odds is a little bit different. Odds is the probability or chance of an event will happen divided by the probability it will not happen. Okay, so actually it is the probability that the event will happen over the probability it will not happen, not all the number of times it existed. So sometimes this is described as expected number of successes per failure. So taking the same example, winning the World Cup, let's say Team A wins 3 cups out of 10 cups and then loses 7. So that's an odds of 3 over 7, also represented as 3:7. You could divide this number to 3 divided by 7, which you would get about 0.43%, but usually odds are not conveyed in this way. So, but the odds would be 0.43%, and as we saw before, the probability is 30%. So it's a different way to think about it, right? It's the odds versus the probability. One, notice that the odds includes the number of failure in its calculation. Now, the odds ratio is the ratio of the odds in one group divided by the odds in another group. So it's a kind of comparison between two different groups or contexts. So keep with the example of the World Cup. Team A has a winning odds of 3.7, we determined. But what about Team B? Well, Team B has a winning odds of 2 over 8. They won 2 and they lost 8. So the odds ratio of Team A to Team B is thus 3 over 7 divided 2 over 8, which is 0.43 divided by 0.25, which is 1.72. So in this way, the winning odds of A is 1.72 times the odds of B. It's a little bit difficult to get our heads around these concepts, but think a little bit about it, and we're going to use them also again when we discuss logistic regression.